This is an interesting and unusual story about the intense and controversial battle between the Vardy and Rooney families. We will take a deep look into the origin of this feud and how it erupted into a highly publicised legal case between two women. This case highlights the potential consequences of sharing personal information on social media and raises important questions about privacy and media ethics in the sport of football. It is fascinating to see how this dispute stemmed from Instagram stories to training ground arguments. Watch until the end as we discover one of the strangest football battles. In 2019, Colleen Rooney, the wife of footballer Wayne Rooney, discovered that the Instagram posts she uploaded to her private account were being leaked and shared with the Sun newspaper, which is known for its relentless celebrity stories. In a bold move to uncover the truth, Colleen Rooney took matters into her own hands. Suspecting that Rebecca Vardy, the wife of footballer Jamie Vardy, was behind the leaked stories, Colleen Rooney created a plan to trap the perpetrator. She posted a series of fake and fabricated stories, restricting access to them only to Rebecca Vardy's Instagram account. Shockingly, the stories were published by none other than The Sun, the very newspaper that had been leaking her private information. These made-up stories included claims such as flooding in a basement, a trip to Mexico, and even her intention to appear on the hit TV show Strictly Come Dancing. The outcome of this would ultimately shock the public and make headlines around the world, with everyone eagerly awaiting the outcome of this strange showdown. Colleen Rooney publicly released this statement to social media. For a few years now, someone who I trusted to follow me on my personal Instagram account has been consistently informing the Sun newspaper of my private posts and stories. There's been so much information given to them about me, my friends and my family, all without my permission or knowledge. After a long time of trying to figure out who it could be, for various reasons, I had a suspicion. To try and prove this, I came up with an idea. I blocked everyone from viewing my Instagram stories except one account. Those on my private account must have been wondering why I haven't had stories on there for a while. Over the past 5 months, I've posted a series of false stories to see if they made their way into the Sun newspaper, and you know what? They did. The story about gender selection in Mexico, the story about returning to TV, and then the latest story about the basement flooding in my new house. It's been tough keeping it to myself and not making any comment at all, especially when the stories have been leaked. However, I had to. Now I know for certain which account individual it's come from. I've saved and screenshotted all the original stories, which clearly show just one person has viewed them. It's ... Rebecca Vardy's account. Rebecca Vardy was quick to react. The moment the statement was posted, Becky Vardy was on holiday in Dubai. She told a newspaper her phone had imploded as a result. Furthermore, a missed call notification from an anonymous number came through, followed by a text message from Colleen Rooney. I'll share this message shortly. Rebecca expressed how she was in a state of panic and anxiety. Jamie Vardy was also shocked, being in disbelief that his wife would do that to someone. In the UK, footballer Wayne Rooney claimed he was unaware of his wife's investigation, saying he did not want to get involved in her business. I'm not big on social media and I didn't want to get involved. My wife is an independent woman who does her own thing, and I didn't want to get involved in what the situation was. She made me aware of it, and that was the last time I actually spoke about it. Moving back to the text message from Colleen, it read, "I've been trying to call you." And so Rebecca did call her back. She picked up the phone, called her and asked, "What is this?" Apparently the response of Colleen Rooney was quite rude, quite harsh, and basically implied, "You know what you've done." Vardy ended the conversation thinking, this cannot be real. Rebecca Vardy then released a statement from her side of the case. As I have just said to you on the phone, I wish you had called me if you thought this. I never speak to anyone about you, as various journalists who have asked me to over the years can vouch for. If you thought this was happening to you, you could have told me and I could have changed my passwords to see if it stopped. Over the years, various people have had access to my Insta, and just this week, I found I was following people I didn't even know and have never followed myself. I'm not being funny, but I don't need the money. What would I gain from selling stories on you? I liked you a lot, Colleen, and I'm so upset that you have chosen to do this, especially when I'm heavily pregnant. I'm disgusted that I'm even having to deny this. You should have called me the first time this happened. Some of the words here would later come back to bite her. This case then instigated a legal battle in the High Court, with Rebecca Vardy commencing this. Vardy went out to sue Colleen Rooney for defamation, which is to ruin someone's reputation. At a hearing in November 2020, the judge concluded that Rooney had used defamatory words about Vardy. Due to the pandemic, nobody from the Rooney or Vardy families attended. Vardy denied the accusation that she leaked stories to the Sun newspaper through her Instagram account. The burden of proof was on Rooney to prove Vardy's responsibility or convince the judge that the allegation was in public interest. Rooney mentioned that she offered several out-of-court settlements while testifying. On the football side, England teammates Wayne Rooney and Jamie Vardy discussed Rebecca Vardy's previous behaviour. Wayne Rooney asked Jamie Vardy to request that his wife would cut back on her open media activities during the Euro 2016 football tournament because it was causing distractions for the England team. Rooney said that he had the conversation with Jamie Vardy at the request of then England manager Roy Hodgson. However, Jamie Vardy interestingly denied ever having this conversation with Wayne. Rooney also claimed Rebecca was almost there with the team, as she was constantly on a FaceTime call with her husband Jamie. After all, this was not the first time Rebecca Vardy has caused a stir. Back in 2018, Rebecca Vardy contacted her agent about whether or not to leak a story about Jamie's old Leicester teammate Riyad Mahrez. Rebecca asked her agent to contact news sources saying, "You say Mahrez has not turned up to training again. The lads are fuming." Furthermore, Rebecca Vardy sent a private message to footballer Danny Drinkwater after he crashed his car while drink driving, asking, "What have you done, FFS?" Rebecca later admitted to leaking news about the incident to the media via her agent, but denied requesting Drinkwater's address to send reporters to his home. Rebecca sent a message to her agent to tell her Drinkwater had been arrested. A story by Rebecca Vardy stated, "Danny Drinkwater arrested, crashed his car drunk with 2 girls in it, both in hospital, one with broken ribs. Court documents show." Rebecca also said, "I want paying for this." The Sun newspaper also has a column called Secret Wag. It is believed Rebecca Vardy is responsible for sharing private stories in this column. Finally, a while back in 2004, Rebecca Vardy sold a story to News of the World about having a one-night stand with Peter Andre. Unfortunately, it seems like Rebecca Vardy has disrespected privacy numerous times. Back in the High Court, the trial between Colleen Rooney and Rebecca Vardy resumed in May 2022. During the trial, Rooney requested documents related to the Sun publisher and 4 journalists. The judge allowed Vardy to use written summaries from these journalists as part of the case. The judge had also asked for the mobile phones of Vardy and her agent to be searched. Vardy's copy of the messages were said to have been lost during a failed backup, and Rooney's lawyers argued that this was an attempt to conceal incriminating evidence. Furthermore, it was said in the courtroom that the agent of Rebecca Vardy accidentally dropped her phone into the sea, meaning evidence was lost. Something that was recovered was a WhatsApp log of the text between Vardy and her agent, appearing that Rebecca screenshotted and shared a story from Colleen's private account showing a gender reveal, to which Vardy replied, "Seriously, off. No one really cares." Even more messages were released, this time between Rebecca and Jamie. These were sent during the Euro 2016 tournament when, as I said earlier, Wayne Rooney claimed in court that he was asked to speak to Jamie Vardy about his wife's work during the 2016 Euros. The messages between the Vardys dated the 23rd of June 2016. They show that Vardy was not spoken to during the championship about his wife's behaviour. In the messages, Vardy reassures his wife that nobody has said anything to him about her social media profile. I'll show the messages on screen now. Apologies for the poor quality, however, this is the only evidence I could get hold of. Jamie Vardy was also a victim of chants hurled at him during Manchester United's win over Leicester City at Old Trafford. Fans taunted Jamie Vardy about his wife's infamous trial against Colleen Rooney. The fans chanted, "Jamie Vardy, your wife is a grass," followed by a tribute to Wayne Rooney with the chant, "Rooney, Rooney, Rooney." Further WhatsApp texts show Rebecca texting her agent describing Colleen Rooney in a derogatory way. I'll show all texts, but keep in mind, some are offensive. When Rebecca and her agent realised Colleen had unfollowed them, this was said. And finally, these messages were in response to Colleen's original statement. The trial did finally come to an end and conclude. To summarise, the judge ruled in favour of Colleen Rooney. The judge also criticised Vardy's evidence and suggested that the Sun's secret WAG column was likely a journalistic construct rather than a real person. Rooney stated that she was pleased with the outcome but did not believe the case should have gone to court. The judge ordered Vardy to pay 90% of Rooney's costs, estimated to be around £1.5 million. Vardy's legal costs were also expected to be similar. Vardy is left with a costly case and an even more damaged reputation. Click the video on screen as I investigate why the football club Bury FC sadly died. See you there.